Gonna be hiking the Mountains to Sea trail here via Pinnacle down to Daffodil Flats in Linville Gorge. Heard the destruction's pretty bad down here, so we'll check it out and see what we're gonna get into here. Beautiful view of Lake James down there, right off of Old 105. Had to park a little ways off from the trailhead, which is right up ahead here, because it was parked up and there's not a lot of room, not a lot of parking here. You can see some of the destruction here on 105 where the trees just toppled over, snapped in two in places. You see it's not much of a parking area, but that's it. That's the Mountains to Sea trail right there. Call it the Pinnacle Trail here, but it's known as the Mountains to Sea trail elsewhere. They just started reopening these trails on this side of the gorge, whereas I think they opened some of the other ones back in November 2024. This is the top of Pinnacle. Great view. There's a viewing platform right down there. View of the river and Lake James. So what makes this trail so hard is the fact that you lose a lot of elevation going down to the river, and you have to regain it on the way back. And these trails are known to be some of the steepest in western North Carolina. But the views are great, the daffodils are great, so it is worth it. But it's very strenuous, so you should be in relatively good shape. Albeit I do see people, older people, people that don't seem to be in such good shape, do it. But that was on the time I did the Linville Gorge Grand Loop. I went past Daffodil Flats using the Mountains to Sea trail. I saw a lot of people. I'd only been there one time, so I can't say I've been there often. Some people go every year. So this will be my second time since 2023. And I think I should catch them in bloom a little better than that last time, because I caught them when they were near the end of the season and it wasn't as great, but there were still a lot of people that came for the same reason. I was doing the Grand Loop, so I happened to be passing that way and always wanted to see it. More overturned trees down here. That's easy to get under. But yeah, I heard the amount of destruction here in the gorge is unreal. It got hit pretty bad from Hurricane Helene back in September of last year. Wonder how it looks along the river, so it'll be interesting to find out when I get down there. I imagine it's pretty bad down there, because that river must have rose well above its banks. Wow, the views are pretty amazing getting down here. I've never done this section of the Mountains to Sea. Like I said, I only went to Daffodil Flats and continued where it's called the Linville Gorge Trail to my campsite near Babel Tower, which I might, if I have time, I might squeeze that in today too, because I heard that trail's open. I'd like to go there again. Always wanted to camp somewhere near Babel Tower, but like I said, I camped before it on the river when I did that Grand Loop. And then night two, I camped in the Chimneys, which I've camped at frequently, or I've camped many times in the Chimneys, I should say. Look at that view. That's looking out across the gorge near Short Off. I don't know if that is Short Off Mountain or near Short Off Mountain, but either way, it's beautiful. Get nice views here on this trail. All right, here's a little bit of a conundrum. White blaze or white circle on the tree indicates the Mountains to Sea Trail, and that'll take you down to the river. According to my Gaia map, the trail disappears before you get to the river. So actually, I think you're supposed to make a left turn here to, there you go, there's your left turn. I was looking straight ahead and right, a sharp left, take you to the Lead Mine Trail, to the Linville Gorge Trail, which is where we want to go. Just when you think you've come a long way down and you look down here and see how much further you got to go, how steep it drops, you know that you have to climb that all the way back up. But I remember how good the views were right over here. Has very steep terrain. Some of the steepest in the whole state. Not the highest mountains in the state of North Carolina. That's Mount Mitchell. But it is very, very steep terrain. A lot of people have to be rescued here in the gorge every year. I remember that's what one of the trailhead signs had said. A lot of search and rescue here in the gorge. The river down there looks a little different, just from what I could tell from up here. Wider in places and more eroded. Definitely more stones too. I didn't remember a stony shoreline. There's some down trees here. Getting close to Daffodil Flats now. Descending more rapidly. Once you hear the river and see it, you know you're getting closer. I think it's about another mile though. I'll post all the details about this hike in the description. Mileage, elevation gain, elevation loss. So if you want to do it, you know what to expect. One thing I like about this trail is you have all kinds of streams that run into the river where you can get fresh water. I still filter it though, but the river is very polluted. That's what I've read. Not something I would choose to drink from unless I had no choice. Even with a filter, I'd rather get my water from a stream which comes down from the mountain. Oh yeah, you definitely see some erosion there. People coming this way. The river's still beautiful, despite what I said, being polluted and being eroded from the hurricane. It's still wild and remote as far as North Carolina goes. That's what I like about it. Of course, Linville Falls has a visitor center, which gets a lot of tourists, so you do see a lot of people up there. Beautiful. I hear the visitor center is still closed. Last time I checked, because of the storm. An intact campsite. You can see some scarring, evidence of scarring here along the trail by the river, Linville Gorge Trail. But I'm glad to see that the campsite survived. River looks still over there. All right, coming back now. I'm not gonna go the way I came. Instead, I'm gonna take White Oak Stand, better known as the unnamed trail, supposedly the hardest trail in the whole gorge. I'm gonna post the facts about it. It's supposed to have the most elevation gain per mile. Just met a guy who follows my channel. Really cool dude. He suggested I do it because I've not done it yet. And I've heard of the difficulty of this trail, that it's a scramble in places. So you know what that means? I'm really eager to do it. So we're getting on the trail now. I'm going to document it and show it to you guys. I think I'd rather go up than down though. Just take my time. But I've been looking for a good tough trail to do. This just gives me more reason to do it because I'm following the recommendation of someone who just came down it. So I know it's in good shape. Pull down trees here, but he warned me about them. They're only here near the trail's end where it meets the Linville Gorge trail. He said otherwise it's pretty clear and they weren't that hard to get around. Beautiful day today. It's like spring. He hikes all the time and he told me that there was ice out here just a couple weeks ago. It's supposed to be in the 60s today. And I had to shed my down jacket right when I got on the trail. You can definitely tell it's a trail, but it's not as well maintained as the one I came down, the Mountains of Sea or Pinnacle. Supposedly it doesn't get maintained. Here's some more fallen trees. Find a way around them. Don't look too bad. Let's continue this way. There we go. Easy, easy. And it is a butt kicker. That's for sure. But I like a challenge, so my favorite tough trail, gotta do it. And not really any switchbacks, it's straight up. Great views though. A little break. I'm gonna have some Soli organic fruit jerky. Mango and guava. I've never tried this flavor. I usually get the banana with cacao nibs. I'm gonna show you this trail behind me. It's actually getting steeper as I go up, and there's a lot of pine needles, so it's making it a little tougher as I get further along. But I'm nearly halfway through it. I decided to take a break. Trail's getting pretty narrow here. I don't mind it though, because it's still more than shoulder width apart. But it's tight in places. All right, I've made it back to the road, Old 105. Got about a mile walk back to the car, which is parked at the Pinnacle Trailhead parking. So my honest opinion about the unnamed trail, or also known as White Oak Stand. Tough, but the short distance didn't make it unbearable. Trail was in good shape. I don't know if somebody came out here and had to cut anything down. It looked like in places they had to do a little bit of maintenance, but I don't know if that was from the storm or before. But I would say don't let yourself be scared away by doing some of the tougher trails. Albeit, I would say as long as you are in good shape and you're used to doing strenuous, steep trails, don't let it shy you away from doing it. The guy I met down there who follows my channel suggested it, and I was looking at it anyway, but I couldn't find it here from the road where that red car is parked. I guess I just wasn't going slow enough to look for it. But anyway, I kind of had my heart set on doing this loop anyway, so it worked out well because I wanted to do that section of the Mountains to Sea, better known as Pinnacle, and come and make a loop. And that guy just told me that the trail was well maintained or in relatively good shape, so it made it worthwhile. So yeah, I'd recommend it for anybody who feels they're in pretty good shape and can handle it. So thanks for watching.